So I'm like really bad at flirting. And like I have like a flirting dyslexia. Like I feel like, I have like most women are pretty good at social cues, and I don't feel like that's a problem, but just specifically I have this blind spot when it comes to flirting where I don't know how to flirt with people, and I don't know when people are flirting with me, and I like really flirty guys because that way it's like super obvious. So just to let you all know. So just keep that in mind as I tell you this story. When I was my junior year in college, I did the study abroad thing, and I spent a semester in London. And it was through the University of Missouri, but they had students from they have campuses all over the state, so there were kids there from the University of Missouri St. Louis and Missouri Kansas City and the little-known University of Missouri at Rolla and Southwest Missouri State. They were all over. And so I spent a semester there in London with these people from all over the state, and we sort of made friends with this group of like nerdy girls. And we were from all over these different campuses. And so there were like 5 girls and this one guy that would always hang out with us. His name was Paul, I think. And looking back on it now, I think we all kind of had a crush on Paul at different points. Like, I don't think he ever officially dated anyone at that. Like, he was never like with one of the girls, but he was always hanging around, and I think we all like had our eye on him. But, I didn't know if he was flirting, so I just didn't worry about it too much. And then like a few months later, after we all got back from London, we decided to have a reunion. And so since I was going to school in Columbia, which is right in the middle of the state, and I had my own apartment, I said, everybody, we'll come to Columbia, you can stay at my apartment. So all these people came from St. Louis, Kansas City, Springfield, and we all like hung out over the weekend. And one night we went to like a dance club, and then we were all dancing, having a good time, and Paul was there, and I was like, oh, maybe I'm getting a vibe from Paul. I think, I don't know, maybe. It seems like I'm getting a vibe from Paul. This is very exciting. I think Paul actually went to school like at the university, like in Columbia, and I didn't even see him that much, so I guess maybe it wasn't a thing. But I was like getting a little excited. I was like, okay, I could see I like Paul. I would love to hang out with him more. And so then the next night we were at dinner, and he's sitting next to me at dinner, and we're talking, we're having a great time, and all of a sudden I feel a hand on my thigh, and I was like, 2 thoughts hit me all at once. The first one was like, it's happening. It's totally like he really does like me, and he's making a move. And the second thought was like, be cool, bitch, be cool. Because you don't want to be like that person that's like, I'm just trying to be like, no, it's super casual. Yeah, people touch my thigh all the time. It's fine. So I'm just like, chit-chatting, still doing my thing. And then like after a little while, the hand, like he starts like patting my thigh. And I was like, that's not a thing. That's not a thing that people do. That's not a sexy thing. And he kind of like elbows me, and I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, reach down. So then I go down and I touch his hand, and he's like handing me a wallet. It's like they've stolen a wallet from somebody else at the table, and they're trying to pass it down the table. But I thought, I was like, oh my God, he loves me. So that made it even worse. Like, I just thought he was trying to make a move, and he was just trying to play a joke. So that still did not stop me from spending like a couple of days like sort of mooning around campus wondering if he'd call. But he didn't call. So I remember like the exact moment I heard the word unrequited, and I was like, it must be like when you have a disease and somebody can finally tell you what disease you have. You're like, oh, it has a name. So I was not unfamiliar with this feeling of liking Paul and like having it just turn out that he was passing a wallet. But it was the first time that my terrible problem with not being able to figure out flirting and my usual skill at having unrequited crushes really came together head on. And so I always remember it.